Hello and welcome. Have you ever stopped to wonder how a chatbot just knows what to say? Or how your phone unlocks just by looking at your face? Well, that's all AI. But how is this stuff actually built? Today, we are pulling back the curtain and giving you the ultimate blueprint. Okay, let's get right into it.
And this is a blueprint you're definitely going to want to understand. Why? Because by 2030, the AI market is projected to be worth a staggering $1.8 trillion. I mean, this isn't some niche technology anymore. It's a massive global economic force that is literally reshaping every single industry out there.
And you can bet the leaders are taking notice. Check this out. This slide shows us that AI isn't some far-off futuristic concept. A survey from 2023 shows that over 70% of chief marketing officers and over 65% of CEOs are either already using AI or are actively exploring it. So yeah, the race to adopt isn't coming, it's happening right now. So, to get you completely up to speed, we've laid this all out as a builder's journey. We're going to cover why AI matters, what it even is, the step-by-step process to build it, the real keys to success, and then finally, how to navigate those common challenges you're probably going to face.
Okay, first things first. Before you can build anything, right? You need to know your tools. So let's start there. What exactly is artificial intelligence?
At its absolute core, AI is this huge field of technology that's focused on one really ambitious goal: mimicking human intelligence. It's all about creating systems that can think, learn, and solve problems kind of like we do. So, what does mimicking intelligence actually mean in practice? Well, it means giving machines the ability to learn from experience, to use logic to reason through problems, to perceive the world around them, and even to understand and generate human language. Now, inside that big AI toolbox, you've got some really specialized equipment. The first one is machine learning, or ML. You can think of this as the engine of modern AI. It's the part that lets a system dig through massive amounts of data, find patterns, and get better over time, all by itself. Next up, we've got natural language processing, NLP. This is basically the bridge between our human language and a computer's understanding. It's the magic behind every chatbot, every translation app, and voice assistants like Siri or Alexa. And then there's computer vision, which, it essentially gives AI a pair of eyes. This is the tech that allows machines to see, interpret, and actually make sense of images and videos, everything from recognizing your face to guiding a self-driving car. So here's a really crucial point to get. AI is fundamentally different from old-school programming. A traditional program, it's like a recipe. It just follows a fixed set of instructions step by step. But an AI program, that's more like a chef. It learns from experience, it tastes the data, and it adapts its approach to get better and better over time. All right, so now that we've got our toolbox sorted, let's get to the main event, the blueprint. How do you actually take an idea and turn it into working AI software? Well, it all breaks down into 8 core steps. This right here is the AI development lifecycle, the core of our blueprint. It all starts with problem identification. You got to know exactly what you want to solve. Then it's data gathering, which is the fuel for the whole system. Next, you choose your tools and select the right AI model for that specific job. Then comes the real work, model training, where the AI learns, and assessment, where you test how well it's doing. Finally, you implement it in the real world and monitor it to make sure it keeps working right. Now, every step here is vital, but honestly, a shocking number of projects totally stumble on step 2, data gathering. So let's zoom in on that for a sec. Step 2. Data gathering. I cannot stress this enough. This is absolutely vital, because data is the fuel for any AI. You just can't build a powerful engine with bad fuel. This table here shows the kinds of tools developers use. So you might grab an API from somewhere like Twitter for clean, structured data. For messy data from all over the web, you'd use a web scraper. And once you have all that raw material, powerful libraries like Pandas act like a Swiss Army knife, letting you slice, dice, and clean it all up into something the AI can actually learn from. Okay, so knowing the steps is one thing, but actually executing them well, that's a whole other ballgame. So now let's talk about the architect's wisdom, those key principles that separate a successful AI project from one that just fails. First and foremost, you have to know your why. Before you even think about data or algorithms, you have to have a crystal clear objective. What specific problem are you solving? What value is this going to bring? If you can't answer those questions, you're basically building without a blueprint. Second, and you've heard this before, but in AI, it is the golden rule. Garbage in, garbage out. You need to obsess over data quality. You could have the most sophisticated model in the world, But if you train it on messy, irrelevant data, it will always give you useless results.
Third, build for the future. Your business is going to grow, and your AI needs to be able to grow right along with it. Using modular designs and cloud platforms makes sure your system can handle more data and more complexity down the road, without you having to rebuild the whole thing from scratch.
And fourth, you got to remember that AI development is a cycle, not a straight line. The best approach is to be iterative. You build a version, you test it, you learn from what went wrong, and then you improve it. This continuous loop of refinement is how you create a really robust and reliable system.
And finally, maybe the most crucial piece of wisdom, build responsibly. For an AI to be trusted and actually adopted, its decisions can't be a complete black box. The goal is to build systems that are fair, that are understandable, and that are accountable to the people using them. That kind of transparency is what builds real long-term trust.
Of course, the path isn't always smooth. Building powerful technology like this comes with its own set of challenges. So let's look at the most common pitfalls so you know exactly how to avoid them.
So this table does a great job of summarizing the hurdles. You're going to face technical challenges, things like poor data quality or just not having enough computing power. But then you also have to navigate these really complex issues, like making sure your model's outcomes aren't biased by historical data, which can lead to seriously bad results and user backlash. It's all about careful planning and staying on top of the rules to build something truly robust.
And there you have it. We've gone on the builder's journey, we started with a clear business problem, we understood our tools, we followed a structured 8-step blueprint, and we applied an architect's wisdom, all to create a real-world AI solution.
So the process is no longer a mystery. The blueprint is right here in front of you, breaking down this incredibly complex field into a manageable process. The only question left is, what problem will you solve first?